Dylan, a very intense first quarterfinals yesterday. 2-0 win for your team. What are the lessons learned going into the second game tomorrow?
That every game's going to be a war. Every game's going to be a battle. All the one-on-one battles that happened in that game, how physical it was, how much we had to block shots and defend the net front, it weighs on the players, and it's tough. And it's going to be tough on both sides, and that's what playoffs is. It usually comes down to teams that stay healthy and stay fresh. But I think, mentally learned that we can go into that rink and compete and come out of that rink with a win, which is very difficult to do. That's a very talented hockey team and a very difficult rink to play in. So there was definitely some positives that came from that, and it was a good step forward.
Especially in the first period, it seemed like Kate was a bit underestimating your team. Your team was playing very good, creating a lot of chances, could have scored many more goals. Would you say it's because they underestimated you, or because your team was in the flow with those pre-playoff wins against Innsbruck?
Yeah, I don't think one bit they underestimated us. I think that team came in very prepared. I think they were ready for us. I just think it was more of the rust. You also got to remember some of their top players didn't even play the last couple games either too. So some of those guys went maybe 20 games or 20 days without a game, and we've all been there before. It's tough to get back into that rhythm, and that's why a good start from us was important. That was a message we gave our team that maybe we can catch them a little rusty and maybe take advantage of that situation, because there's not many things with that Klagenfurt team that you can take advantage of, and so that was a key for us going into last night's game, and I'm just glad the guys could capitalize on it.
A lot of positives. Maybe what didn't work out that well was the power play. You had a 5-on-3, created chances but didn't score a goal. Was that, or is that something you want to work on with your team for the next couple of games?
Yeah, 100% we'll take a look at everything and stuff like that, but I come away from those situations that if the scoring chances were there, it's not frustrating. And it's probably more frustrating for the players. They want to capitalize in those situations, especially your offensive guys. But at the same time, Dom made some really good saves. They've got some really good, talented defenders in there. But I thought we had the scoring chances and the looks that we wanted on a situation like that. It didn't happen. Fortunately, it didn't burn us, and we were able to hold on for the victory and stuff like that. But as a staff, we'll take a look and see if we can find some things.
If you compare that Klagenfurt game last night with the Innsbruck games, especially in the neutral zone, your team had way less open ice, not that much time. Did you prepare your team different for that game?
Yeah, of course. Two completely different styles of teams. Two, you're playing the first place team in the league, the first place team by a long shot. You have to prepare for what they're very good at. Their transition rush offense is the best in the league from our standpoint. And so we didn't try to play any different than we have throughout the season. We believe as a staff it's important to continue the same message. But at the same time, we did try to emphasize a couple things in the game plan. We did try to make a couple small detail changes. Yes, it's always nice when it works the first time. We're not geniuses by any stretch of the imagination. It was just really good to see the guys stick to the plan and emphasize those couple small details that we knew would be important against Klagenfurt.
A very sad message or news for the Pioneers is that Daniel Woger is going to be out for the season. How are you going to compensate one of your first line offensive guys?
Yeah, first off, it's unfortunate for Daniel. He was having a career season. He's such a veteran presence for us. He's a calming player. He's a very intelligent hockey player, and he just makes good decisions on the ice, and was a great compliment for Stephen Goose on our top line. But it's part of hockey. Talked to Daniel for a while last night. He's getting his operation already this morning, and he'll be fit and ready for a good off season and be back with us next year. And how we adjust is this is hockey. This is playoff hockey. We're going to have to bring in some guys, and they're going to have to step up. Some guys are going to have to move around in the lineup. There won't be a perfect solution. Tuesday's game, we won't have a perfect right winger to replace Daniel, and we might have to try multiple players, and that's difficult. It's not easy, but these guys are professionals. They know that's part of the game, and we've had to deal with it at times this season. So we'll sit and get out the whiteboard markers today and get a little creative and see what we can pull off for Tuesday. But ultimately it's difficult for Daniel, but the boys will figure it out.
Last question. Klagenfurt will probably come out very, very intense tomorrow. how important will it be for your team to stick to the plan, try to win that home game, and take that advantage of winning a road game to the third game?
Yeah, we went into their rink and kind of poked the bear. I expect Klagenfurt to have probably one of their best responses they've had. Like I said, that's a first place team. That's a very talented team. I think the best team in the league by far. It's going to be a very exciting atmosphere in our rink on Tuesday. I think that's going to be incredible, which is exciting. But at the same time, we're going to have to make sure our players aren't too immersed in the atmosphere and we have too much energy. But at the same time, we're taking the day off today. We're going to recover. We're going to do some medical things. We're going to make sure the bodies are feeling good and stuff like that, and we'll stay off the ice. And as a coaching staff, we've already started going through the game, and we'll see if there's any adjustments we can make. And yes, the first 10 minutes will be huge, but I think any team that's played Klagenfurt this entire season has said the first 10 minutes is huge against that group. So nothing changes. Nothing absolutely changes.
Thank you.